Hi, what's
Good
going on?
morning, my friend. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good. You just at home?
Yes, just sitting here doing a lot of interviews.
Getting through it. Getting through it. Yeah, my name's Nev. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking at your cabinet in the background there, and I'm seeing some action figures and stuff like that. Is that right?
All right. So this is actually a cabinet of weird stuff.
I'm all
Oddities. Yes, it's a we have some skulls, some handmade horror things, some old books, really cool jewelry, some really cool stuff. A lot of it was given to us. A lot of it was purchased. It's a lot of different like odd, mainly horror things. There's a cow skull right here that I'm very proud of. There was a I bought it from a little girl, if you believe it
wow.
or not. So there was an entire story about this cow being her best friend growing up. She painted this entire skull with glitter, and
Oh,
all the money was supposed to go towards her school because she didn't have enough money for books, I believe. And this cow died from an illness. It was not killed or used by her family.
yeah.
And yeah, it's really interesting that all different little things here and there, some cool candles. Yeah.
I get to see all kinds of weird stuff and cool stuff from here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really call myself a collector because I just don't want to invest too much time or money into it. However, I am definitely attracted to odd slash horror things, especially if in life, like
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem, with seeing bones or stuff like that. I do, of course, try my best to know the story behind everything, especially if it's natural, like certain antlers or certain bones.
Yes.
I do want to know where it comes from. And I have an art, like framed, really nicely put together. It's a dead bat, to be honest. And it's very small, but the way it's put together by this artist that actually lives not too far from a bridge where a lot of bats live, and she finds often dead ones.
Oh,
So she creates art from it, and it's so awesome. So yeah, I see the stories that she posts. I really see her finds. She often shares a lot of footage from how she finds them, how she works with them, and everything. So it's really cool.
I think there's a web series or a podcast or something in that, mate.
What?
I think there's a podcast or a web series
There's
or
definitely a
something.
lot of people.
Elena. Yeah.
Oh,
You doing? I'm talking about like your adventures touring and finding all these oddities.
that would be great, but
You know?
unfortunately, I don't have time for that. It takes a lot of patience and a
Yeah.
lot of your time. And I can barely find time to read some books that I pile up. These are my next reads. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's been weeks that I didn't open a book. What the hell? I need to find time, I definitely prioritize certain things I like a little bit more than others, just so, I have a good and balanced mental health. So I do certain things for myself and some for work. So there's a fair balance between it. I'll leave that stuff for people that have time and passion for it. And I'll just be a good admirer and maybe even, purchase a few things here and there if I can, or if I know that it's sourced properly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I will say this, I am absolutely stoked to have you on the show, mate, because I
Oh,
have
thank you.
been an admirer of your work and a follower of your adventures for quite a while now.
Thank you.
So when it came through, I was like, yep, absolutely.
Thank you. And I appreciate you working around my schedule. I know me and you have a crazy difference in time. So I appreciate you working around it.
Nah, this is perfect for me. I'm an
Thank you.
early riser. I got kids and stuff, and then I go to the thing. But I will say, mate, this new album, Time, comes out on February 9, and I've been lucky enough to hear it, and I thought it was going to be good, but it far exceeded what I thought it was going to be. Man,
Really.
it is a really special album.
Thank
Are
you.
you feeling that as well? I mean, when you did it, did you go, "Oh, I think we're sitting on something quite special"?
Yes, I feel like that about every album, to be honest. However, this album is quite special,
Mm,
not only because of the message we were trying to deliver, but also because of the energy in the band. It is not a secret that we did have a change in the lineup last year, and it was right when we were already putting ideas together after a very long tour in autumn. We thought it would be a good time to work on some new material, and I was going through a surgery that I had to take care of since I was a child. That so basically kind of all together it was almost like a fresh, balanced, new stage of the band. And specifically after when we chose the new band member as well, that also added to the picture, even though our new bass player joined us while we were already in the process of recording.
mm,
She didn't have like an input on the composing part or anything like that. It still was fully done by the same composers that worked on the previous albums, which is for music is mainly Vidic, our guitar player. And of course, Eugene also brings a lot of ideas, and they work on them together. But if we are talking about who is the main idea bringer, it's Vidic. When it comes to vocals and lyrics, I always took that upon myself. So that energy, that new stage of the band, it was so refreshing. It was something that it was long coming a little bit, and
yeah.
sometimes you say, oh, I wish we did this a little bit earlier, but maybe it's good that it went that way because both parties understood that it's time to move on in life and do something about this unspoken thing that actually was spoken about it many times, but still there was this unspoken thing in the band where it was pretty obvious that not everybody was on the same page.
Mm.
And that it's heavy, when it comes to energy, when it comes to your preparation, to your dedication, everything, because you want everybody to kind of serve their own purpose but go towards the same goal in a way, and it didn't feel that way as of lately, but it's no one's fault. It's just one of those things where it was kind of long coming, and eventually it was the best thing to do for both parties. So that definitely makes this album very special. And on top of it, Time is our so-called first conceptual album.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That was one of
yeah,
my questions.
because I feel like before this album, we always had a metaphorical title of the album, which means a lot for us, which ties together many themes and all the songs together. And then when you start listening to it, it opens this like catalog of different emotions and different things to think about and stuff like that. Now, with this album, it's more of a catalog of time because we want it to be as plain, blank, minimalistic as possible with the name and its meaning. We didn't want people to sit and guess here. The album is called Time. Main theme is time, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
we tried to make that obvious. Now, with the songs, not every song really is obvious from the first listen, and that's fine. Some are in your face, all about time, all about aging or spending time with things that don't matter and stuff like that. But some other songs have in a first few listens, you will think, okay, this is a love song, this is a this song, this is a that song, right? But I assure you that every single song, in a way or another, touches the main theme of the album, which is time.
And vocally, I will say, you are just crushing it on this album. Like
Thank you.
from the growls to the melodics, like the full range is insane. And the delivery is so honest and you can feel the passion coming in your voice. It's
Thank you.
it's incredible. Like, do you feel that over the last couple of years you've had that time to maybe, put that more work into it and experiment with your voice and push it further? Because there's things on this album that you're doing that I think are just like you're like a black belt at vocals at this
Oh
point.
my
You know
God,
what I'm
thank you so
saying?
much. I never heard
Like,
that one yet.
like where do you go from here? Like, do you feel like you've
I
mastered?
hope I hope I can at least from here um, proudly uh, stand next to the title that you just gave me, because it's probably one of the best compliments I've ever heard when it comes to vocals. Thank you so much. I don't feel that way. I feel like, yes, I've definitely experimented with many things. I don't ever feel like I am a black belt or the best or this was the best. I just think that I definitely give everything that I can in that moment in time when we record. And maybe with previous albums, I couldn't give more, and that was my limit. Now, the limit of a vocalist can fluctuate with age, with practice,
Mhm.
with being persuasive, and with knowledge. And I do my best to practice in all those areas, because there's something that I just mentioned previously, that I had a surgery. It was a surgery I was supposed to do when I was a child. I was born with big, bad tonsils.
Yes.
And those can really affect your health. And they did. Multiple times as a child, I was complaining about chest pain, and I was diagnosed with chronic angina, which is very often, mainly the way I read as an adult later on, caused mainly from bad tonsils, because it is a constant fight that your body is going through with this little bit of maybe, I don't know, infection in your body,
Yes.
because a lot is processed and goes through your blood. And it was somehow never taken care of growing up. And then I became a musician, and then I became super busy, and then I started having the fear of putting aside too much time from the band, like asking, I didn't know how much time I would need to heal. And now eventually, when things got worse, and they mainly got worse because, unfortunately, of a vaccine, and I don't want to sit here and say anything
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
about pro or against vaccine. In my case, having already been diagnosed with a issue of a heart, it made it worse. So I never had COVID. I was pretty lucky to stay pretty healthy in that time when everybody was getting it. People are still getting it.
Yes.
But I did, however, I did the vaccines because I needed to travel and get back to work. It was the only way. So again, I don't want to get into details of what my opinion is about
Yeah,
vaccines,
yeah, yeah.
pro, cons. This is not about that.
No,
It
of
is
course.
only about the fact that, unfortunately, when that happened, I knew I have to do something, because it was not going away. It was only getting worse. So basically, a year after my heart situation got worse, or a year and a half, I finally got my surgery. And that was right before we started recording this album. And I've already put together lyrics almost for all the songs. I've already had certain ideas for good amount of songs, but I did not know how my voice will sound, what is going to happen when I am out of the recovery and ready to sing. I was so nervous. Oh my God, you have no idea, because I've heard stories that your voice changes actually a little. I've heard stories where it's harder to sing, which I don't understand why, like how badly this procedure should go for you not to be able to sing, because
Yeah.
your vocal cords are quite far still from your tonsils. Yes, it's in your throat. Everything is happening in the same, like the muscles are in a way connected. And of course there's going to be, swellness and all kinds of things that you have to go through first. I'm only telling you all this because I believe that maybe somehow the capacity of the resonance of my voice, not the capacity of my vocal cords themselves, because I'm the same person, those are the same vocal cords. But maybe it is possible that those gigantic things that were not supposed to be in my throat, and I'm sorry for being so detailed, maybe they were killing a lot of sound, who knows, really. It is very possible.
Absolutely.
Now, I was recovering under the care of my vocal teacher, and not physically but digitally, and she was Melissa Cross was keeping an eye on me. Melissa Cross was helping me recover when I was given the thumbs up for starting talking, starting slowly humming and singing, and then I started doing vocal lessons with Melissa, and she helped a lot. She probably also gave me new inputs and new ways of understanding my own body. And probably after all these years, also with the knowledge I have, I understand her also a little bit better than I used to when I just started in the beginning, because I started studying vocals and learning vocals with Melissa Cross in 2013. And since then, I've been trying my best to either visit in person, New York City, which is where she teaches, or to keep in touch and do certain things via Zoom or Skype, just because I feel like no matter what, we move, our body, our cells, they move throughout years, throughout months, throughout everything. And based on that only, you have to always try to improve your body, your capacity, your talent, And I always thought that the best results come from hard work, not from talent. You can be the most talented, but if you are not putting work into your talent, sooner or later it will stop taking you places. Let's say that. Okay. I never really looked at myself as this, talented vocalists. There are so many out there that are fucking killing it, and they're way better than me. But this is not a competition. This is not about comparing each other. This is about sharing emotions, sharing music. So I do it at my best capacity at the moment. So
I love it. I love it. And Melissa Cross, oh, mate, I love it. I remember getting the Zenna Screaming DVD.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. That's way before I met her in person. Yeah.
Oh, man, it was like, I can't believe I did it. And then I would love to have her on the show one day, but I'm a bit nervous.
You should. Absolutely. You totally should. It's not as difficult as you think. She is one of the most humble human beings. If you want, I can even ask her. If she's,
that would be amazing.
If she is interested and or has time to talk to Australian fans, I'm sure she will be thrilled.
Oh, that would be amazing.
She is very humble and amazing. Yeah.
I know. It's sort of like, she's pretty incredible. But one thing I wanted to ask before we have to go is you're gearing up for the 70,000 tons of metal cruise next week. That's like my dream to go on that. I just spoke to
Same. It was my dream. I was like, oh, it would be so cool to be part of this. And then when they said you're accepted there, like we announce it, I'm like, what if I can't do it? What if I get nauseous and I can't sing or something? Like I have all this paranoia now. I bought these like little herbal like patches that you can like put on certain little like places on your body where that it helps you control nausea. Like I'm already geared up.
Oh man, you're ready to go. I remember I went on a cruise for my honeymoon years and years and years ago. We got on the boat. We were all lined up. We had to get the shot, the injection in the bum.
What injection? What are you talking about?
It's like to stop nausea. Like,
Oh,
yeah, and there was a
interesting.
line. There was like everyone's like, yeah, we're right, and then there was a massive line. Everybody.
Oh
My
wow.
wife was wiped out.
I hope they don't try to give me that.
No, no, but I think it's going to be incredible. I mean, I
Thank
just,
you. I never been to any cruise. I've been on a ferry the longest for maybe 28 hours. That's it.
but that
Yeah.
lineup's pretty damn good. I mean, you got like
Oh
even
yeah, it's a crazy
Catatonia.
lineup, and we have some friends as well that we are gonna see in the music industry, and a lot of fans that are we know in person already because they are so active and come to shows that they are like, see you there. I'm like, what? Amazing. People come from Europe, people come from all over the
Hmm.
world.
Australia. I know people that are going. They're like, well,
Absolutely, absolutely.
have fun being at home, Nev. And I'm like, yeah, all right. One day I'll go. One day. But one
Oh,
last,
you totally should look into it. Yeah.
I should. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, one day I will. One day someone will,
Of
you know,
course you will.
put me in the suitcase. Just leave me alone. But one last question. Have you been working on some ideas for the next step of Infected Rain? Like what's this album's about to drop, but you are very consistent. This band, everything I've seen, like every couple of years, you drop something new. Are you that ahead of
Bye.
the game? Are you that ahead?
Sometimes we plan things like that. You have to, because especially when you have such a big team that backs you up, everybody needs to have that plan in advance because there is a specific level of promotion that it requires, or there's a specific level of I don't know, PR or presentation and all of those things. Yeah, like even an album. When you drop an album, the label has it way in advance and they already know that you're working on it, and then they receive it in advance for months so they can have this time to prepare a good package, because everybody that works with you it's in their interest that you do well. So they work very hard. We are very grateful for everybody that is in our team. It's definitely only because of the common work and stubbornness that we are where we are. You know what I mean? Like up to a certain point, of course. We don't really like when we hear or see and this is not only in the music industry, this is in life as well, and or other careers, when people choose to like walk on heads to achieve their goals. So that's not quite, I don't want people to be like, oh, do everything possible to achieve your goal. No, because sooner or later, even if you did achieve your goal by walking on heads, spitting on people's faces, even people that maybe helped you, sooner or later you will fall, and your fall will be very, very painful.
Oh,
So
karma's a bitch, I tell you.
in a way or another, it gets you, man. I believe in that, and maybe it's just the thing we like to tell ourselves to just, I don't know, sleep easier. But I know for sure that people that have done things, let's say that they are gonna get their what they deserve sooner or later. So it's fine. Just be honest about your work. Be honest about your career. Don't try to fool someone, use someone, lie to someone, or whatever to be where. And that's again in life, in friendships, in any kind of relationships. But especially in music, man, we are here to just have fun and share emotions, and I don't know, I feel like in metal it shouldn't even exist as an idea,
Yes.
especially.
100%. 100%. We're all here, same goal. We all got to enough of the
Yeah,
gatekeeping. We got to look after each other and
yeah, like,
rolling.
and we are all the same. Doesn't matter where we come from, what language we speak. I don't care of all of that, and I hope people don't either. So yeah, I mean, if you did have other questions, I actually do have 10 more minutes, so I'm
Oh,
just
do
letting you
ya?
know. Yeah,
Oh,
I do have
okay.
some things
I
have
thought,
changed in my, yeah, some things have changed in my schedule because this was my last day that I offered as for interviews before I leave, so I can have time to pack and do my things. So yeah, some things have changed, so you don't totally have 10 more
okay.
minutes if you care. Yeah, no
I
worries.
got some questions for you, because I'm
Okay.
used to it. It's like 20 minutes. You get 20 minutes, and then they're in the next
I
one.
know, I know. That's why I keep telling you, because I've
Yeah.
done up to 5 interviews almost every day because of
Oh,
this new
mate.
release and for the past week. And this is my last day, and you are my last person. So yeah, you are. So feel free,
Oh,
10 minutes. Sure,
thank you.
I can
Thank you.
spare, yeah, before I move on.
Well, I did want to ask you, of course, about some guest spots you've done, and you're working with a whole bunch of other people. Is there anyone that on your bucket list that you want to jam with or collaborate with
Oh
or
yeah, definitely. So many, and not necessarily only in the metal industry. But if we speak about um a specific vocalist that I always thought would be absolutely amazing to collaborate with, because he's been part of many, many featurings, and he's been on the market forever. And maybe, I don't know if it's the right way to say, like, when I say it's been on the market, I'm not necessarily saying he's been doing this for a while. He has been literally up there in the market, always keeping people waiting for the new stuff. He's fantastic. It's Chino Moreno from
oh,
Deftones.
the goat?
Yeah,
Amazing. Oh,
everything he's ever been in, I love. His other bands, his other feature projects, and he just and again, do I think that he is the most talented vocalist on the planet? Hell no. But he is one of the best in delivering emotion, and I connect with his voice, and his voice speaks loud to me. And I know a lot of people don't really like his voice, but it's fine. I know a lot of people don't like my voice. Who cares? You know, I like, it's okay. It's not a problem. I don't hate people that don't like my voice or don't like my music. And I don't hate people that don't understand my choices in music either. We are all different because of that.
mhm. He's incredible though. Like
Yeah,
like
I think so too.
I've seen him quite a few times over the years, and sometimes his voice hasn't been on par. But I saw him, when was it? About a year ago here in Brisbane, and he was like absolutely on fire. It was one of the best times I've
Amazing.
seen Deftones.
Wow. I've only seen him live one time in my life.
Man,
Performing. I never met him in person or anything. Performing. We do have a lot of friends in common, believe it or not. But I don't want to pull those strings. It has to be different. If we do get to do that eventually, it has to go differently, not friends that know friends that know friends, like, and there's nothing wrong about that, because a lot of people, this is how a lot of people reached me, reached out to me, and I had the time, and that was no problem. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it should be right, I guess.
and you mean like a natural sort of connection there?
In a way, even if it comes from our team that hears me, and they're like, okay, we know and we've heard you speak about that, maybe it's time we reach out to him. Okay, then let's reach out to him, but not like me talking to my other friends that are musicians, being like, hey, do you think you can put in a good word for me? Like, it is a lot about who knows who, but I still can't do that.
And I do want to know, Australia.
Yes. Oh, I wish. For now, unfortunately, I don't have anything planned, even in the planning phase for Australia. However, Australia, just like other countries that we haven't visited before, are definitely out there for in our list for us to try harder. Now, the reason why Infected Rain never played in Australia or other countries is mainly paperwork. It's very hard for citizens of Moldova to achieve certain green lights when it comes to travels. It is easier nowadays than it used to be, for sure, but it took us forever to even create a tour in North America when that happened. And it only happened when we had a bigger team that could back us up and vouch for us and everything. It's not an easy process. Also, logistically, you always want to go on tour and do multiple shows, not just one, so it can at least pay your flights and maybe the people that you hire for the tour. So we are just waiting basically for the right logistic opportunity, because opportunities, we create our own opportunities. We always talk with our booking agency about what we would like, what we would prefer, or what we really, really dream about. We would be like, hey, eventually, do you think we can start touring Asia? And for example, right? Or and he will tell us, okay, let me look into it, and he will tell us what we need in order to make that happen. Now we see how to make that work, and there are many places that we still didn't visit. Australia is definitely a place that I do want to visit a lot. We do listen to some Australian bands that we have a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
We
who?
shared the stage even Parkway Drive, for sure. But nowadays it's North Lane.
Oh,
North Lane, we love North Lane very much. Yeah, I have a big place in my heart for that Die Artist Murder as well. We played together in the past, and they all seem to be very down to earth and humble people. So yeah.
there you go. See, it's funny, like hearing you're all the way over there. I know these bands are all broken out internationally, but for us, it's kind of like, yeah, it's our countrymen, like North Lane. Marcus, shout out to Marcus from North Lane, who's like one of the best dudes on the planet.
He's
Uh,
one of the best vocalists,
oh,
for sure,
absolutely.
nowadays. He is so skilled, and
Mm.
he works so hard. He's definitely he has it both. He works very hard on his skill, and he continues, like, it continues to show for sure. It would be cool to have a song together, for example.
That would be pretty amazing. Have you heard the new single that just
Not the
dropped
newest one, no.
with Winston from Parkway?
Yeah, I just
Woo.
saw that on their Instagram, to be honest, because I follow the musicians that,
Yeah.
especially we crossed the path and at least said hi to each other. Um, Took a photo with the vocalist of Parkway Drive literally this summer during a festival that we were part of. We just played on a little bit of a different stage next to it. And yeah, he remembered us and everything, because we played before on other festivals, and he is always so smiley and so positive. I never seen a more available person, at least like this is the impression he gives you all the time. And he's always kind and smiley, which I wish all the people were.
Winston's a good
Yeah.
Winston's
Yeah,
a really
Winston
good.
is super positive dude.
Hey, a lot of us are like that down here. You're gonna love it. One day you're gonna come down here and you're not gonna want to leave because you're gonna be like,
Oh, I am sure of that, because you guys have beautiful nature, and I know Australia is gigantic,
"Hmm,
but I know that I can find a oasis over there and not want to leave anymore. Maybe help out some kangaroos or something, so I can at least have a purpose with animals and the nature. But yeah, of course, you're kidding me? Like, there's so many places that I would like to visit. New Zealand is out there, as well as
yep,
Asia as well. Yeah, yeah, for sure. There's many countries that we still unfortunately did not have the chance to visit.
we're gonna have all the links down here in the show
Thank
notes
you.
and on the website." Lena, you are an absolute legend.
Thank you so
You
much.
enjoy your boat trip. Don't
Yeah,
miss
thank
it.
you.
And drink all the margaritas with everybody and have a good time. And
Thank
think
you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your positivity and for your support and for the kind words. And yeah, I hope we'll see each other hopefully in an Australian tour or something.
100%. Let's go. Let's do it.
Right.
All right,
All right.
mate.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
Have a beautiful day.
Dude.
Bye.